Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival for July 12th, 2024. Pretty solid new arrival week. Not huge, but there's a lot of pretty solid titles in here. Also, a lot of good pre-orders were announced this week. I will start there, starting with the second In Groove exclusive title I've ever done. The first one was a purple variant of the Canelmus Folkstone Prism. Canelmus was a psychedelic rock band from Phoenix, Arizona. I did an exclusive purple variant of it. This next release is the Doug Carn Trio. It's his self-titled album, originally came out on Savoy, and it is preposterously rare to get. I went on Discogs. I think 20 people have this record. It's super rare. So this is going to be an In Groove exclusive color variant. It's called Creamsicle, but it's really the In Groove colors. They're limited to 300 copies. It's actually an all-analog cut. So it's an all-analog cut on Creamsicle vinyl, which is really like a tannish orange color. And that is releasing on September 6th. I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell out of it. I haven't really even announced it. I just put it on the website a few hours ago, and we've sold quite a few copies already. But yeah, so this is kind of different than records that I put out, for instance, with my buddy that did the Wild Times, or another record that I'm going to show you here in a minute. These are essentially In Groove exclusives. So these are records that have come out in different color variations. Like, for instance, this Doug Carn, you can get it on black vinyl as well, but the color variant itself is the In Groove exclusive. So the Canelmus, the color variant was the In Groove exclusive. This is an In Groove exclusive. They are doing a 40th anniversary score, not a soundtrack, but the score for the Karate Kid. That comes out October 18th, so that's kind of cool. I don't think the score has ever been put on vinyl before. A couple of Coldplays were announced. The Karate Kid is October 18th. Some Coldplay, Parachutes, A Rush of Blood to the Head, and X and Y. Those are coming out September 13th. The next two I'm actually super stoked about. They just announced that they're opening up 2 more Rhino Hi-Fi titles for brick and mortar distribution. The first two, Tutu and John Coltrane's Olé, were good, but they were titles that I thought, well, this makes sense that they're opening these up because these are titles that are probably pretty slow movers for them. These next 2 titles, and there is a little bit perplexing to me. They're doing the Grateful Dead's American Beauty and the Cars Candy-O. We're getting both of those July 19th. What's a little different on this is the barcode that I was provided by the manufacturer doesn't actually match the barcode of the actual already released numbered version of this. So that kind of leads me to believe it is theoretically possible that there are non-numbered versions of these coming out. I don't know. I'm just speculating. We'll know more come July 19th. But I thought it was weird that the barcodes were different. And I Googled the barcode. Unless they provided me with the wrong barcodes, they're barcoded differently, and if they're barcoded differently, chances are these are probably non-numbered versions. Because I thought it was a little weird when they announced Candy-O and American Beauty. I don't think they're going to have any problem selling 5,000 copies of either of those records. I love the Rhino Hi-Fis. Oddly enough, I did a standalone video on it over the weekend talking about the Rhino Hi-Fi titles and how they should open more of these up to brick and mortar stores. 4 of the 14 so far have been opened up. Both of those, July 19th, all analog, cut from the original master tapes by Kevin Gray. Highly recommended. Okay, I've also got some killer pre-order stuff. Excuse me, some killer pre-owned stuff that I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video. That we put a ton of pre-owned stuff on the website this week. Bought a big Beatles collection, and there's a lot of Beatles-centric titles that I put on the website. Let me start with the odd stuff. Okay, there is a Blu-ray. This is a Blu-ray audio of the Doors, Best of the Doors. Has a 5.1 surround mix. Comes with a high-res stereo, Dolby Atmos mix, and they're all done by Bruce Botnick. So yeah, Dolby Atmos. So you got 2-channel, 5.1, and Dolby Atmos on Blu-ray audio. Then we've got a Blu-ray audio of Fleetwood Mac's Rumors. Man, I've not heard Dolby Atmos yet. I really kind of would like to, but I don't have a surround sound setup, and I don't even know anybody that has a surround sound setup. Okay, so this same thing, you got the Dolby Atmos mix, the 5.1 surround mix, and then a 2-channel high-res mix of Rumors. Okay, this next thing I'm going to show you guys, and very few people know I ever did this. This is the Serviceman. This is a 7-inch single, a 45, of Are You Angry and Need a Helping Hand. This originally came out on Windhit. Windhit was a real small label. They did maybe two or three 45s. I want to say 2 off the top of my head. Very expensive to find an original of it. It's a couple $1,000s for this record. Great tune. You can listen to it online. Kind of a Northern Soul track, right? Awesome tune. This is actually the very first record that I ever put out. I licensed it. I put it out. I went to my buddy who had the master tape for it. Grabbed the master tape. It was digitized, and then we cut a 45 of this. And I licensed the original, from Hadley Morell, who owns the rights to this. I licensed the label, licensed the product. This was booted in the past. I don't think it was it's been booted quite a few times, and it might have had one official license in the past, reissue that was officially licensed, but they didn't use the Windhit logo. But it's kind of cool because this is the first record that I ever put up. I've had some sitting in the rafters there, and I found some boxes, and I said, well, let's put that on the website and let's show it. I mean, I did this maybe 7 years ago. It's been a long time. But yeah, the very first in-groove release happened to be a 45. The second one I did was kind of in conjunction with a friend of mine, The Wild Times, but for all intents and purposes, not only is this the first in-groove release, this is technically the last in-groove exclusive release. But yeah, cool tune. Check it out online. Box set, Van Halen, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. This is a 2 LP set with a CD. CD 2 is a rare single, so 2 CDs, 2 LPs. There's a previously unreleased complete live show. There's a Blu-ray video of the 1991 show. Bunch of stuff. There it is. From Rhino, the deluxe version. I got a couple of sale items as well. I've been showing you guys these every week. Joe Henderson's Inner Urge. This is all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the master tape. It's a Blue Note Classic title. Normally 26 bucks. I got it on the website for 18. Sturgill Simpson. This is the indie retail exclusive of Cut and Grass with the glow-in-the-dark cover. Normally this is $22. I've got it for $12.99. So I've got way too much of all these titles, and it's time to get rid of them. Echo and the Bunnymen. We've got Crocodiles. Normally $21.99. Checking my Post-it note here. $15.99. Okay. Let's get to the new arrivals. Well, technically I've showed you some new arrivals. Let's get to more new arrivals. These two are quite cool. Blue Note is doing indie record store exclusives of 10 of their Blue Note Classic titles. The best, the creme de la creme. Starting with this week's the first two, we've got Cannonball Adderley's Something Else. These are still all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. The only thing that's different is it's on blue vinyl, Blue Note, blue vinyl, and it has an Obi. But a lot of the titles they're doing, I have actually been out of for quite a few months. So it's kind of cool. They're doing represses, but kind of as these indie exclusives to kind of get more in circulation. But Cannonball Adderley, Something Else, one of the best jazz records of all time. Highly recommend it. And the other one, same concept, blue vinyl, Obi, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. We've got Lee Morgan's The Sidewinder. There's a couple more titles that are up for pre-order right now on the website. I think they're going to do 10 in total from memory. We've got John Lennon's Mind Games. I feel like there's a CD box of this as well that they didn't put in. They did not put up here, but I believe we got the CD box of this as well. And I don't think this super deluxe, the big box set came out yet. But this is Mind Games. This is the Ultimate Mixes, a brand new remix of the album. I gave it a quick listen to. They actually sent me a copy of this, the John Lennon Estate. I'll probably do a standalone video on it. I was so excited to get it. I got it and I opened it up. I'm like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Like, this is from England. And I'm like looking at it and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. But then I noticed the record was like cut and then it's like To the In Groove. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm on the gravy train now. I'm getting a free record. But yeah, I listened to it. It was pretty good. Mind Games is not my favorite John Lennon album. There's a couple of great tracks. Plastic Ono Band's my favorite album. But there's a couple of solid tracks on this, and I was actually initially quite impressed in just my casual listen. There was parts of Mind Games, piano for instance. There was some stuff going on in that mix that I never really noticed before. It's there, but the remix is kind of interesting. Sometimes remixes are really good. Pink Floyd's Animals. Sometimes they're like wonky and I'm like trying to get away from them. But as a casual listener of this record, it was an enjoyable listen. 30th anniversary of the Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge. This 30th anniversary edition is on red and yellow vinyl. The newest Verve series title, we've got Sonny Stitt Blows the Blues. This is the Acoustic Sounds Verve series stuff, all analog, cut from the master tape. Most all of these have been done by Ryan Smith, except for this one. Reissue mastering, Bernie Grundman. Bernie did this one. This is the birth of a brand new series that was just announced. We've got Charlie Mingus, Experiments of Jazz. The Jazz Experiments of Charlie Mingus. So this is an all-analog series that's coming out starting here by Bethlehem. All tip-on jackets, all cut from the original master tapes by Bernie Grundman. So we've got an all-analog, cut from the master tape, Bernie Grundman cut. It's kind of cool. And some of these Bethlehem records are quite hard to get. There's not a ton of them that go for huge money. They're not $3,000, $4,000 records like rare Blue Notes. But one thing that is very difficult to find is playable Bethlehem records because a lot of them were pressed on styrene and didn't hold up over time, and they are absolutely uncontrollably noisy. It's bad. Even if you get ones that are nice and clean, if styrene didn't hold up as well as vinyl. When styrene's brand new, it sounds better than vinyl. But it quickly deteriorates, unlike vinyl. And yeah, it's going to be nice to get some of these titles on audiophile modern vinyl. I mean, I'm looking forward to this one this week, actually. This kind of just got sprung on us. I didn't even know about this three or 4 days ago. We've got Fish Evolve. This is the indie record shop exclusive on solar colored vinyl. Louis Armstrong in London. Last great performance by the most influential American musician of all time. He was up there. Was he the most? Who anointed him the most? That's the first time I ever really heard that. He's definitely up there. Elvis was pretty damn influential. You know, a lot of those old blues guys are pretty influential, but I'm not necessarily disagreeing with that. It's just, I'm curious. I think Elvis has had more of an impact in what we listen to today just because of the people he inspired to go out and do it. You know, John Lennon, for instance. But Louis is up there as well. Could do a standalone video on that. Cigarettes After Sex. This, I think, is an anniversary edition. Cigarettes After Sex. What's the difference here? So this is a standard vinyl version, dated 2024. And this is a crystal clear vinyl version. I guess we have a third version. This is a foil cover deluxe version with lyric and photo book. It's only $2 more. Actually, it's quite a bit nicer of a cover, actually. I would go with this. It Was a Short Summer, Charlie Brown by Vince Guaraldi. This is the original soundtrack on Summer Night Blue vinyl. This is an independent record store day exclusive title. So only available at stores that participate in Record Store Day. New Verve by Request title, The Ubulent Mr. Gillespie. We've got another new Verve by Request title, A Jazz Portrait of Frank Sinatra by the Oscar Peterson Trio. Let's see, I think, what is this? This is the, I don't know why this is in the new arrival. It just shows it's the 2015 remaster of Iron Maiden, self-titled. Maybe they changed the SKU, therefore changed the price, therefore it's a new arrival. That seems to be somewhat common these days. New album by Brian Eno, the official soundtrack to the generative film Eno. 2 LP, 17 career-spanning tracks, 3 previously unreleased. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Innovation, a historic night in the summer of '68 at the famous West Hollywood nightclub, featuring highlights from 3 sets of music, newly mixed and mastered from the original tape. Let's see who did it. Blacker's cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grumman Mastering in 2023. Nice. This is the 10th anniversary of Sia's 1,000 Forms of Fear on natural color vinyl. Maybe to go with the hair color, maybe? I don't know. We've got Dojo. Decide. 25th anniversary of Shelby Lynn's I Am Shelby on Monument Records. The Temptations, Cloud 9. This is on Elemental Music. Heard a lot of good things about these. I personally don't own any of them, but Ben in the back told me they're good, and I've heard a lot of people online talk about how they're good. The Venga Boys, the Greatest Hits Collection. We Like to Party. From Universal Music. Claro's Charm, featuring Sexy to Someone and Nomad. We've got 2 versions. This is the indie exclusive on purple vinyl. And then we've got the standard black vinyl version. Romance Untold. N-hyphen? I'm guessing this is a K-pop record. Although it is manufactured in the US. I don't know. I'm just guessing, but I mean, does that give K-pop vibes to you guys? Not a K-pop expert by any stretch of the imagination, but that looks K-pop to me. The Best of Friends, John Lee Hooker. For the first time on vinyl, his 1998 collection of some of his finest collaborations, featuring Van Morrison, Santana, Bonnie Raitt, Eric Clapton. Billy Strings, Volume 1 on translucent blue vinyl. Johnny Blue Skies. Stoughton, old style tip-on jacket. Actually, that jacket is quite nice. The debut album. 30 Seconds to Mars. It's the end of the world, but it's a beautiful day. It says limited edition. I don't know what that means in this case. Living Color from Music on Vinyl. We've got Time's Up. Living Color from Music on Vinyl. We've got Stain. What is this? The Osborne Brothers. From Rocky Top to Muddy Bottom. An absolute bluegrass classic. Back in print for the first time in 40 years. It is dusty denim colored vinyl. There you go. Dusty denim. The Aquabeats. The Aquabats versus the Floating Eye of Death. This is Floating Eye fleshy pink vinyl. This is another indie record store exclusive. We've got The Fury Of. This is also a indie record store exclusive on Fiesta Red vinyl. And the return of the Aquabats on Play-Doh purple vinyl. Melissa Etheridge, I'm Not Broken, live from Topeka Correctional Facility. Exclusively on Paramount Plus on maroon vinyl. Circa Survive, we've got Blue Sky Noise on blue with blue, yellow, and red splatter. Two blues, a red, and a yellow. From Numero, this is Eccentric Soul, the Kuka label. Let's see, late night 60s R&B caught on tape. This is probably good. I'm a big fan of the Numero stuff. If you like soul and the more, private press variety, you're gonna dig these. The Numero soul comps are actually quite good. They had a Phoenix-focused one as well. The Michael Schechner Group, Heavy Hitters, limited white vinyl. What is this? Meatloaf's Bad Outta Hell on Coke bottle colored vinyl. Absolutely love this record. Not gonna lie. Made in the EU. Missing Persons. Live in Santa Clarita. I wonder if this was, I don't know. They had one that was scheduled for Record Store Day, but it ended up getting recalled. It was right around the same time. This could be it. I don't know. The artwork has changed if it is. Nick Mason, Fictitious Sports on Harvest. I love Nick Mason. I love Pink Floyd. I love the new gig he's doing, Saucer Full of Secrets, playing all those early Pink Floyd tunes. I'm not the biggest fan of Nick Mason's solo albums. I'm not sure they needed a repress, but there they are. Annie DeFranco, Unprecedented Shite. This is the 23rd studio album on vintage black vinyl. Actually seen Annie DeFranco, I want to say in 1997, 8 or 9. I was visiting a relative and I saw Trey Anastasio and Annie DeFranco within a couple days of each other. Love Direction, The Dip on standard black vinyl. Deer Tick, Contractual Obligations. Let's see, Wisp, Pandora. Hardly, Quit. I have no idea what the last couple of these records are. I feel like we got quite a bit of these Empire of the Suns in, different albums, but for some reason there's only the one in the box. But this is Walking on a Dream. This is a 2024 repress. This is a restock. This is the Cure Japanese Whispers. This is how it comes. It comes in like this wax paper see-through cover. It is actually really cool. They did a real good job on this. And it's sold out the last 2 or 3 times we've had it. First time on crystal clear vinyl, remastered by Robert Smith. We also got the reissue of Asteroid City. This is an orange vinyl. This might just be a repress of the Record Store, because I want to say the Record Store Day title came out on orange vinyl. But yeah, there it is, Asteroid City. Okay, let me show you guys some really cool used pre-owned titles that we put up on the website this week. I want to say we put up about 50, 60 different records on the website this week. Check this out. This is not in the best shape, but this is the Beatles, Something New. This is a compact 33 RPM jukebox single. These are actually miniature 33 RPM, so kind of like 33 RPM EPs, but more than EPs because there's 3 tracks aside, made for jukeboxes. These things are very rare and very valuable. Even beat to snot like this one is. It goes for some bucks. This is a very early UK pressing of Love Me Do. I want to say late 63 from my research. I've got it all on the website, but in the original sleeve. Another item very rare is 4x4. This is one of the 2 Capitals Beatles EPs. The EPs for the Beatles in the United States are very scarce because EPs were really not that popular in the United States by the 60s. They lasted a lot longer in the UK than they did here. You know, they did EPs all throughout the 60s, but EPs in the 60s were not a popular format in the United States. You saw them a lot more in the 50s, but by the 60s, we were pretty much done with EPs. Paul McCartney's Driving Range. This is an original first pressing. Actually, I don't even think this has been reissued on vinyl. But here it is. Paul McCartney's Driving Range. We can go with this has character. This is trashed, but it's a butcher cover nonetheless. I had 2 of these. One I actually already sold. This is the much cheaper copy. This is Yesterday and Today. This is a 3rd state peeled butcher cover. And it's not the best peel, you know, because this part's missing. But here it is. If you want a butcher cover, I'm actually shocked how much money this is worth in this shape. I'm not going to lie. I felt like, that's really pricey for this torn up and doodled on butcher cover. But, you know, it'll make a good conversation piece if you have that on your wall. But there it is. Really awesome. This is introducing the Beatles. This is a mono ad back. I've had a blank back in the past, but I've never had an ad back to where the actual back wasn't finished yet, so they just threw the inner sleeve advertisements on the back cover. That's why it's called the ad back. Another kind of pretty cool rarity here. This is a UK pressing of the White Album on white vinyl. I believe this was an export only, if I'm not mistaken. But UK pressing, glossy cover, white vinyl. I've also put up a original pressing of the Beatles' Let It Be Naked. I'm getting these in from time to time. I think I got about 3 of these things in so far. People are trading them into the store, capitalizing on, booking their profit. But here we go. This is Black Sabbath. This is the Rhino High Fidelity, all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the original master tape. My favorite version of this record. It is awesome. And it comes with a ding corner because Rhino shipped it, so they all come with ding corners. Finding this in this is going to be one of those things, if record grading ever takes hold and becomes big, finding the Gem Mint 10 of the Rhino High Fidelity titles are going to be rare. Oh my, wow, it's got no corner damage. It's amazing. No seam splits. It'll be a thing. You'll see it on Antiques Roadshow 20 years, 30 years from now. But yeah, here it is. Black Sabbath, self-titled. It's a banger. And that is it for this week's new arrival video. Check us out online at theingroove.com. Until next time.